Welcome to another session in Microsoft Access Databases with Mr. TJ Zenda here, and today we are looking at advanced calculated fields in query design using our Microsoft Access. Please check our previous session in calculated fields so that you can have a better understanding of what we are going to do now. Okay, so we are going to look at the three batches of functions, starting with the mathematical functions. Okay, so we are going to look at the int function and the round function. Okay, so the int function is used to convert a value into a whole number, into an integer, by either removing the decimal part, casting a string of digits into a numerical format, or returning the floor, the truncated value of a decimal number. Okay, that is your int function. The round function, it is going to round a number into given number of places, in this case into 3 decimal places. Okay, I suggest that you pause the video so that you can have a proper understanding. You look at the structure of these functions. Okay, right, let's go to the next one. We have got the text functions. Right, we have got the uppercase and the lowercase, and when we insert them as the U case, L case. If you want to convert the names in that field to uppercase, you can say U case and followed by that field, the same as your lowercase. Now with the left function, if you want to extract the first 3 characters of that given field name, let's say we are looking at the first names and I want 3 characters of the first names, then I can use the left function. The opposite is the right function. If I want the last 2 characters of the first names, then I can use the right function. Now the last one is the mid function. If I want to look at some characters at the center, at the middle of the first names, then I can use the mid function. But with this one, you have to state from which position. In this case, I want to extract 2 characters from position number 5. Okay. The last one, we're going to look at the date functions. If you want to look at the number of days the person has lived so far, you're going to use the date function, date, and then minus the birth date. The number of years that the person has lived so far, the year in bracket, please follow the order of these brackets, okay, minus the year of that given field, birth date. Okay, if you want to generate the month, right, then you're going to look at the month, right, and the birth date. Okay, then the day, if you want to look at today's date, then you can actually use this function. If you want to look at the month name, then put 1. If you want to look at January, 2 for February, so you can just play around with these numbers. Okay, now let's go back to our query. Okay, so in this case, I have opened my query in query design, which is assigned to this table, and I've selected the following fields: the first name, birth date, and the shift amount. Okay, so let's look at the first one. Remember what we said from the previous session. We said whenever you want to trigger the a formula in the calculated field, you put the equal sign first in a new field. Okay, so equal sign, then I want the int function, and then of the shift amount, as it is. I'm not going to change the structure of the shift amount, as it is. If I press anywhere in the query there, then it will add this expr1 and the rectangular bracket. So I can change this expr1, I give it a proper name, I can say int, all right, and then I run. So this is what I'm going to get, the int. Okay, don't worry about the currency which is now converted. If you want to change, you can still go to your properties and go to the format and change the currency that you are seeing here. Okay, let's go to design view again. Okay, so let's look at the round function. Round function equals sign round shift amount to 2 decimal places, then I close the bracket. Right, let me change the expr1 to round. Okay, then I run the query. So this is what I'm going to see. Okay, let's go to the next function. If I was about to save this query, then I can save in a proper name, but we still want to do some other examples. Okay, let's go to our text function. Right, maybe I want to convert the first name into uppercases, so we said we're going to say u case. Right, and I'm going to refer to our first name, then close. Okay, because now they are still in lower cases. Right, then I run the query, so you can actually see that the first name has now been converted into uppercases. Okay, so you can actually do the same if you want to convert to lower cases. Right, and if we are about to save this query, then I can give it a proper name, but we want to do some other examples again. Right, so the same way with your lowercase, so we can now do the we want to extract 2 characters from the left, right, from the beginning. So I say equal sign left. Okay, then the field that I want to refer to, in this case, let's refer to our first name. First name, I want 2 characters. Then I close. Then I provide a proper name for expr1, then I run the query. Can you see that? So for each and every name, we select 2 characters. KADIMI. 2 characters were selected. Okay, you can do the same with your right function. So I'm going to simply remove the left there and let me put right. Okay, then I run the query, so it is going to give me the last 2 characters. Okay, EN, NA, ED. So this is how you are going to use your left and your right function in query design. Let's try the mid function. Right, remember what we say with the mid function. Let me just try the mid here. Mid, right, I'm going to say first name. Right, our first name from position. Let's state position, maybe from position number 3. We want 3 characters. Let's limit them, maybe they're too much. Let's limit them to 2 characters, and then we close. Right, and this is what we are going to see. Then we generate. Okay, so from position number 3, 1, let's look at the first one. 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be T and H, starting from T. Diana starting from A, that is our position 3, AN. Right, so that's the mid function for text functions in query design. Okay, so these are some of the things that you can do when you want to apply your text functions in query design. Okay, let's do the last batch of functions, the date functions. Okay, let's go back to design view. We want to apply the date function here. Okay, right, let's look at the first batch. Remember what we said. Maybe we want to look at the number of days. All right, so we can say equal sign. You can go back to that to the slide and then look at the structure of these functions. All right, so we want to look at the number of days these learners have lived up to this date. Okay, so we are going to say date, then empty bracket, then minus. Right, then we are going to refer to the birth date. Okay, we're going to refer to the birth date here in this field. Okay, so birth date and close. But I know that my query is going to provide those rectangular brackets. Okay, then let me run the query. So it is now showing us the number of days. The number of days Caitlin is lived so far, 9,241 days. Okay, so it is generating the number of days. Okay, let's go and generate the number of years. So remember what we said in terms of years. We said we are going to say let's look at the year here. So for the year, I'm going to add the year here, right? And then followed by, I have to put this in bracket now, year, date, right? This is what I'm going to do. Then before my birth date here, I add also the year function. So I'm going to add the year function, something like this. Let me try to generate. Let's see. Okay, so Caitlin is 25 years, 24 years, 18 years. So you are looking at the number of years that these learners have lived so far. Okay, so that is the year function. Okay, let's go and look at some other examples. Okay, let's look at the month. Okay, so in terms of the month, I can say equal sign followed by month. Okay, then I'm going to refer to the field. In this case, we want to refer to our birth date, and then click in with the rectangular brackets are added, then I run. Okay, so we are looking that this person was born on the 4th month. Can you see? So we have extracted the month here, the 4th, the 7th, the 9th, the 8th. So it is showing us the month on this side. Okay, let's go back to design view. Let's apply days. Let's look at the days. If I want to see today's date in days, okay, remember what we said. This one, we said let's put the equal sign to trigger a function. So it's day, and then in bracket put your date, empty bracket, and then okay, so let me generate. It will give me today's date is the 20th. Okay, it's the 20th. Okay, right. The last one, let's look at the month name. Right, let me say equal sign month name. If I say I want to see which month name is this one, number 3, then run. It's the March. So March, that is my 3rd month in my formula there. Okay, now let's look at this one. Now we want to look at the month each of these learners were born, right? So what do you think we're going to do there? What are we going to do? Right, I'm going to say equal sign, start with the month name, because I want to know the month name. Okay, then bracket, we want to generate the month. So then followed by birth date. I'm referring to the field now, the birth date, close the bracket, close again. So this is what we are going to see. Then we are going to generate, run. So you can actually see that this one was born in April, July, September, August, October, May, January, April, May, November. So this is the function. This is the way in which you can combine your functions. Okay, I hope this session was so much helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions, suggestions, so that we can improve in our next session. See you in the next session. Goodbye.